This program is brought to you by Cuber, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ plus news and community information. To learn more about Cuber, check out their website at cuber.com. That's QBURGH.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. First of all, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. A state court in New Jersey has told a school district to stop outing trans kids to their parents in a ruling that has been hailed as a major victory by equal rights advocates. The state of New Jersey sued the K-8 district in Hanover Township Public Schools, located in Morris County, as well as three other school districts in Morris and Monmouth Counties that made changes to state guidance that told schools to respect trans students' gender expression and not out them to their parents. The state policy has been in place for almost a decade, but the district started modifying their own policies in recent years as the conservative movement descended into an anti-trans moral panic. Opponents of the state's pro-trans policy said it infringed on parents' rights, while supporters said that the guidelines are necessary to protect trans students' safety. Hanover Township specifically listed changes to a student's gender expression as a type of behavior with an adverse impact that would have to be reported to parents, according to NorthJersey.com. The state sued the districts and won a temporary injunction in 2023, blocking their policies from going into effect. A state court then ruled in favor of the state, saying that the policy changes violated state anti-discrimination laws and risked outing LGBTQ plus students. The districts appealed, and this past Monday, the appeals court also ruled in favor of the state, saying that the lower court did not abuse its power in ordering the districts to not implement their policies. The appeals court did specify that their ruling is not about the substance of the case and does not involve a determination concerning parental rights. The districts argue that the 14th Amendment protects parents' rights to make decisions concerning the care, custody, and control of their children. The judges did not agree with that position. All students in our state deserve to feel safe, supported, and respected. Jean Losiciero, the legal director at ACLU New Jersey, said in a statement, "Policies that target gender nonconforming students violate anti-discrimination laws and the protection of our state constitution." In other news, as a candidate last year, Donald Trump suggested he could easily conquer inflation and ease voters' fears about the economy. "I will quickly, very quickly, deflate," he promised at a California rally. "We are going to take inflation and we are going to deflate it. We're going to deflate inflation. We are going to defeat inflation. We are going to knock the hell out of inflation." Who knew he would have lied? Yeah. Anyway, Wednesday's Consumer Price Index report showed that inflation is punching the shit out of him. And President Trump could end up facing the same challenges that dragged down his predecessor, President Joe Biden. The annual inflation rate has risen in the last 3 months since the November election to 3%, with gasoline prices climbing despite Trump's claims that his return to the White House would signal increased oil production that would lower energy costs. It's right up there with egg production, right? Right? Trump frequently makes far-reaching assertions about his power to bring change, only to find out that it's no match for market forces, including chickens. It's a humbling reminder that even U.S. presidents are subject to the invisible hand of supply and demand rather than the masters of it. Consumer sentiment measures suggest the public already sees Trump's plans to expand tariffs as increasingly inflationary. On Wednesday, the president called for interest rate cuts, even though rate hikes by the Federal Reserve helped lower inflation that spiked at 4-decade high in 2022. The latest consumer price figures have unnerved economists and the financial markets because they suggest that strong consumer spending, solid job gains, and a falling unemployment rate could, in theory, reignite inflation. Steady demand, particularly from wealthier consumers, makes it easier for companies to keep raising prices. The cost of goods, including toys and auto parts, rose last month, even before the imposition of tariffs. Trump has placed 10% of tariffs on China, in addition to announcing the removal of exemptions on his 2018 steel and aluminum tariffs. There are also potential tariff hikes on Canada and Mexico, and a potential executive order that would increase tariffs to match the import taxes charged by other countries. All of this means that baseline inflationary pressures could be at their highest level in decades. Disinflation may be dead, and we may be looking at a higher rate of inflation than we observed for the 20 years prior to the pandemic, said Joseph Brusolis, chief economist at RSM, a tax advisory firm. Trump's call for lower rates puts him in opposition to Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. If inflation goes up in general, we will use our tools, which is the interest rate, to bring it back down to 2% over time, Powell told a congressional committee on Wednesday. Powell also said that Trump's calls to lower tax rates would not sway the Fed. So far, the Trump White House's main response to this challenge has been to blame Biden, an argument with such a short lifespan that Trump is exerting even more control over economic policy. No, he is not. He is not. Any more than chickens are, continuing to live with bird flu. Anyway, that's the news at this hour. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get back to more music here on PEP Radio.